Can't walk like you used to? These 5 daily habits rebuild senior strength. Are your legs not carrying you like they used to? Do you find yourself gripping the rail when going downstairs or hesitating before standing up? You might chalk it up to getting older, but what if that decline in strength wasn't actually from age? What if it's something far more subtle, something in your daily routine that's quietly draining your muscle power, mobility, and confidence? Here's what most people don't realize. After 60, your muscles don't just fade because of time. They fade because of small, hidden habits that slowly shut down strength-building signals. These habits aren't obvious. They seem normal, even healthy. But they could be why your steps feel heavier, your balance shakier, or your legs more tired by midday. What you're about to hear might shock you. Because once you spot these daily habits and replace them with a few powerful upgrades, you can rebuild strength, regain independence, and feel like yourself again. Let's start with the first one. This small change alone could help you feel noticeably stronger in just days. Number 5. Skipping your first hour of movement in the morning. Now, this might sound harmless. After all, what's wrong with easing into your day, especially if you're retired or taking things slow? Many seniors wake up, sip a warm drink, read the news, or scroll a little before getting going. It seems peaceful, gentle, responsible even. But here's what most people don't realize. That first hour after waking is one of the most critical windows for preserving and rebuilding muscle strength after 60. Not using your muscles right away, especially your legs, sends a powerful message to your nervous system and metabolism. Stay idle, stay slow, stay weak. Think about it this way. When we sleep, our body enters a natural state of repair and conservation. Blood flow to the limbs reduces, the joints stiffen slightly, and muscle responsiveness declines as the nervous system rests. This is normal. But what happens next, in that fragile window after you open your eyes, sets the tone for your entire day. If your first movement is a slow shuffle to the bathroom or a sedentary breakfast at the table, your circulation remains sluggish. Your balance system stays sleepy. Your muscles stay inactive. It's like a car engine left cold in the middle of winter. It takes longer to warm up, and parts begin to rust from lack of use. Now, you might be wondering, how bad could this really be? Researchers from the University of Birmingham found that seniors who remained sedentary for just 2 hours after waking had significantly poorer muscle activation patterns throughout the day compared to those who performed light leg movements in the first 30 minutes. Even gentle activity, like leg swings, toe raises, or a 5-minute walk, dramatically improved walking speed, strength output, and balance for the rest of the day. Why? Because the neuromuscular system responds best when stimulated early. It's like flipping a circuit breaker. When you activate your legs and core within that golden hour, you wake up dormant fibers, increase blood flow, and jumpstart the chemical signals that tell your body, stay strong, stay steady, stay alive. But if you skip that, if your mornings are mostly passive, the body starts adapting to that quiet. Muscle atrophy accelerates. Mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your muscle cells, become sluggish. And this doesn't just affect strength. It affects everything from blood pressure regulation to glucose control to memory retention. Have you felt this too? Maybe you've noticed that getting out of a chair feels harder, or that you're more prone to lightheadedness after standing. Perhaps your legs feel colder in the morning, or your balance feels just a bit off when you first start moving. You're not imagining it. That wobbly start can be a warning sign that your muscles are underactivated and your circulation is struggling. And over time, these small signs can snowball into frailty, fall risk, or even the loss of independence. But here's the good news. You don't need to hit the gym or perform fancy routines. A simple 5-minute morning movement flow can flip the switch. Try this. Before you even leave the bedroom, sit on the edge of your bed. Lift your heels up and down. Flex and extend your toes. Engage your thighs. Roll your ankles in slow circles. Then stand slowly and perform 10 mini squats, using the bed frame or a chair for balance. Take a slow walk down the hall and back, swinging your arms naturally. That's it. Just 5 minutes of intentional, leg-focused movement. It might not seem like much, but the science says otherwise. A study from Harvard's Department of Physical Medicine showed that seniors who did just 5 minutes of morning muscle activation exercises saw a 15% improvement in walking endurance over 6 weeks. More importantly, they also reported feeling less stiff, more confident, and less tired throughout the day. Why? Because that early movement primes your lymphatic system, increases nitric oxide production in the arteries, and tells your brain, we're still in the game. And here's another overlooked benefit. Early movement supports emotional resilience. Seniors who began their day with motion, even simple stretching or walking, had 23% lower levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. That means less anxiety, clearer thinking, and steadier emotions, all from a small shift in your morning routine. So the next time you wake up and feel tempted to stay curled under the blanket, remember this. Your body listens to what you do first, not what you promise to do later, not what you read about or intend. Action is what builds strength. This isn't about guilt or pushing too hard. It's about reclaiming the first hour of your day and giving your body the signal to stay powerful, independent, and balanced. Because you don't need to be an athlete to stay strong after 60. You just need to move with purpose, especially in the morning. And what's coming next? It's something many seniors avoid because they believe it's too late to start. But this next habit might be the missing link to restoring lost strength. Even if your legs feel like jelly right now. If you found this insight helpful, consider subscribing. It helps us reach more people who need this kind of senior-specific guidance. And if you'd like personalized tips, more health advice, and encouragement from people just like you, join us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's our private community for seniors who are ready to age on their own terms, with clarity, strength, and grace. Number 4 is avoiding strength training because you think it's too late. Now this is something we hear far too often. Maybe you've thought it yourself. I'm too old to lift weights, or that's for younger people, or even, I just want to stay mobile, not become a bodybuilder. And it makes sense. If you've never stepped foot in a gym, or if it's been decades since you last tried any resistance training, the idea of lifting weights or doing squats might feel intimidating, or worse, risky. But here's what most people don't realize. Strength training isn't just for building muscle. It's one of the most powerful science-backed tools to reverse functional decline in older adults. And you don't need heavy weights or fancy equipment. In fact, some of the most effective routines involve nothing more than your body weight, a resistance band, or a pair of soup cans. Let me explain. When we talk about losing strength with age, most people think of muscle size. But the real loss happens at the level of something called neuromuscular signaling. That's the communication line between your brain and your muscles. And the less you challenge that connection, the weaker it becomes. It's like a phone line you stop using. Eventually, the signal drops, and it's harder to get it back. Now here's the part that might surprise you. A groundbreaking study from McMaster University found that seniors who started a light strength training routine in their 70s and 80s actually gained muscle mass, improved balance, and boosted their walking speed in just 8 weeks, often outperforming those decades younger who were sedentary. The researchers called it age reversal at the cellular level. How? Because resistance training doesn't just build muscle, it activates satellite cells. These are the body's internal repair units for muscle fibers, and they remain dormant unless you challenge them. Once activated, they trigger regeneration, stronger connections, and greater coordination. It's like pressing a reset button on your muscle biology. Think about that for a second. Even if you haven't exercised in years, even if you feel like your legs are too far gone, those repair units are still inside you, waiting to be awakened. And strength training is the key that unlocks them. Now, let's bring this back to daily life. What happens when those repair units are never triggered? Your thighs lose mass, your glutes flatten, your hamstrings tighten. Suddenly, getting out of a chair feels harder. Your knees creak. You begin using your hands to push off the table. Then come the stumbles, the slower steps, the fear of falling. And just like that, confidence starts to drain. Have you felt this too? That quiet sense of instability when reaching for something? That hesitation before stepping off a curb? Maybe you've noticed you're holding on to railings more, or avoiding stairs altogether. These aren't random quirks. They're signs that strength is fading, and that your body is craving resistance. But here's the uplifting part. You can start rebuilding today, right where you are. No gym, no machines. Just a willingness to engage your body. Try this. Stand next to your kitchen counter, place your hands lightly on the surface for support, and perform 10 slow, controlled sit-to-stands from a chair. Focus on using your legs, not your hands. Do that once a day for the next week, then add 2 more reps every few days. You're not just strengthening muscles, you're rebuilding balance, regenerating nerve pathways, reinforcing the parts of your brain that control coordination and reaction time. And it doesn't stop there. Resistance training has also been shown to reduce the risk of stroke, slow cognitive decline, and improve insulin sensitivity, which is vital for energy and preventing the midday crashes many seniors blame on just getting older. In fact, a review published in the journal Age and Aging concluded that strength training was more effective than any medication for reducing fall risk and preserving independence past 70. So why isn't this shouted from every rooftop? Why aren't more doctors prescribing strength training like they prescribe pills? Because habits are harder to change than medications. And the myth that it's too late is still deeply rooted in our culture. But you know better now. And if you're still unsure, start small. Use a resistance band while watching television. Perform gentle calf raises while brushing your teeth. Keep a set of light hand weights by your favorite chair and do a few bicep curls during the commercials. These micro movements add up, not just physically, but mentally. They send a message to your body that you're still capable, still adaptable, still strong. Because strength isn't just about muscle, it's about dignity, about knowing you can carry your groceries, open a jar, or get off the floor if you need to. It's about showing your grandchildren what resilience looks like, not by running marathons, but by moving with confidence, grace, and independence. And that kind of strength? It's available to you right now. What's next might surprise you even more. Because this next daily habit is something most seniors do after meals, thinking it helps their digestion. But studies show it may actually be making their legs weaker and circulation worse, especially with age. Now here's something unexpected at number 3. Sitting immediately after meals. This might sound harmless. In fact, many seniors are told to sit and rest after lunch or dinner, especially if they feel tired or full. It's even become part of the routine for many. Eat, then sit back in your favorite chair with the newspaper, television, or maybe a short nap. But here's what most people don't realize. Sitting down right after eating may be contributing more than you think to your weakening legs, slower walking pace, and creeping circulation problems. Let me explain. After you eat, your body starts an incredibly complex and energy-intensive process: digestion. Blood is redirected to the stomach and intestines to help break down nutrients and shuttle them to where they're needed. That means your muscles and extremities receive temporarily less blood flow. It's normal and your body is designed to handle it if you're moving. But when you sit down right after a meal, especially in a slouched or reclined position, two things happen. First, your digestive system becomes sluggish. Gravity helps food move through your gut, and gentle movement encourages peristalsis, the wave-like contractions that push food along. When you're sedentary after eating, your digestion slows, causing bloating, discomfort, and that familiar post-meal fog. You might feel sleepy, heavy, or mentally dull. But second, and more importantly for your legs, your circulation becomes compromised. Remember, during digestion, your blood is already being diverted to your gut. If you sit still, particularly with your knees bent and feet down, blood pools in the lower extremities. Over time, this repeated pooling leads to weaker vein valves, reduced oxygen delivery to the legs, and worsening conditions like varicose veins, foot tingling, and even chronic venous insufficiency. You might have noticed this yourself. After meals, do your legs feel heavier? Do you get more swelling in the ankles? Is there a sense of restlessness or pins and needles when you finally stand up again? These aren't random aging symptoms. They're often directly related to what happens after you eat. But it gets more serious. A study from the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology found that seniors who remained seated for over 30 minutes post-meal had significantly slower blood velocity in the femoral artery. That's one of the main vessels that supplies your legs. Over time, this reduced flow leads to tissue weakness, slower walking speeds, and an increased risk of blood clots in the legs. Especially in those with pre-existing issues like diabetes, hypertension, or low muscle mass. Think of it like this. Your legs are like branches on a tree. After a meal, when the body prioritizes your core, those branches get less water. If you don't encourage the flow, by walking, flexing your ankles, or standing up, those branches start to dry out. They weaken. They become brittle. And soon, even a small breeze, a stumble, a change in routine, a missed step, can cause them to snap. Now you might be thinking, but I feel tired after I eat. Doesn't my body need rest? Absolutely. But there's a better kind of rest, one that supports both digestion and leg strength. Try this. After a meal, instead of heading straight for the couch or your favorite chair, take a slow 10-minute walk, just around your home or even down the hallway. Swing your arms gently. Breathe deeply. This small habit dramatically improves blood sugar control, digestion, and circulation. In fact, researchers from the Mayo Clinic call post-meal movement the single most underutilized therapy for preventing glucose spikes, post-meal fatigue, and circulatory issues in seniors. And if walking isn't an option, try standing at the sink and washing dishes, or doing some light counter stretches. Even seated leg lifts or ankle circles can help maintain blood flow and activate the muscles in your calves, which act like mini heart pumps for your lower body. Because here's the hidden danger of sitting after meals. Over time, it conditions your body into a state of post-meal paralysis, where energy slumps are expected and inactivity becomes the norm. But you don't have to accept that. In fact, it's not your age, it's your routine. Have you been feeling more sluggish after meals lately? Has your walking speed decreased in the last year, or do you feel stiffness when you get up after eating? Does your digestion feel slower, with more bloating or discomfort? You're not imagining it. These are all signals that your circulation, especially to your legs, needs more support. And sitting still is not the answer. Here's the good news. Just a few minutes of gentle movement after meals can help restore strength, improve leg function, and even sharpen your mental clarity. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, far more effectively than slumping in a chair ever could. And it trains your body to recover, repair, and move with ease. This isn't about becoming hyperactive or never sitting down. It's about being intentional with your timing. And once this new habit becomes automatic, you'll start to notice your body feeling lighter, your legs moving more easily, and your energy lasting longer into the evening. So the next time you push your plate away, remember this. Movement is medicine, especially after meals. Coming up next, this next habit may be something you were taught to do in the name of hydration. But for seniors, it may actually backfire, weakening your heart, draining your energy, and even throwing off your electrolyte balance. If even one of these tips has opened your eyes to something new, take a second to subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people like you, people who are ready to age with clarity, strength, and purpose. And if you're ready to go deeper, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's our private community of like-minded seniors supporting each other with real habits that make a real difference. Now let's dive into number 2, drinking too much plain water at once. Wait a second. Isn't drinking water supposed to be good for you? After all, most doctors, nutritionists, and wellness gurus say to drink more water, right? Especially as we age? Yes, but here's the part they rarely explain. It's not just about how much water you drink. It's about when, how, and what kind of water you're drinking. Because for seniors, guzzling large amounts of plain water, especially in one sitting, may actually do more harm than good. Let's unpack this. As the body ages, it becomes less efficient at maintaining fluid balance. The thirst mechanism weakens, the kidneys process water more slowly, and electrolyte regulation becomes more delicate. That means if you suddenly chug a big glass of water, say to catch up on hydration, your body may not absorb it properly. Instead, it can dilute your sodium levels, flush out essential minerals, and lead to a condition known as hyponatremia. Hyponatremia is when your blood sodium gets too low, and it's surprisingly common in older adults. In fact, studies published in Age and Aging show that even mild hyponatremia is associated with slower walking speed, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls in seniors. Just think about that. Something as simple as overhydrating with plain water can affect your legs, your brain, and your independence. Have you ever felt dizzy after drinking water? Maybe you stood up and felt lightheaded, or your heart felt like it was fluttering. You may have chalked it up to getting older, but these are classic signs your body's electrolyte balance is off. And there's another layer to this. When you flood your system with too much water at once, your kidneys are forced to work harder to expel the excess. That creates a strain on your adrenal system and can lead to fatigue, weaker muscle contraction, and nighttime urination that disrupts your sleep cycle. It's like trying to water a plant by dumping a whole bucket on it at once. Most of it overflows, the roots get shocked, and the soil loses nutrients. The plant wilts, not flourishes. Now imagine that happening every time you sit down and drink a huge glass of water, thinking you're doing something good for your health. But here's the good news. Hydration is essential, but the way you approach it can make all the difference. Instead of gulping down 2 or 3 big glasses a day, aim for small, steady sips throughout the day. This helps your body actually absorb and use the water, especially in your muscles and joints, which need constant low-level hydration to stay supple and mobile. Think of it like an IV drip, slow, steady, and deeply nourishing. And even better, add a pinch of natural sea salt, or a splash of lemon juice to your water. Why? Because these add trace minerals that help your body hold on to the water and keep your sodium levels in a healthy range. You'll hydrate cells, not just your bladder. There's another trick that works beautifully for seniors. In the morning, drink a warm glass of water with a slice of cucumber and a tiny bit of Himalayan salt. It helps wake up your digestion, regulate blood pressure, and start your day in a gently hydrated state without flooding your system. Are you someone who always feels thirsty but never quite energized? Do you notice more bathroom trips but still feel bloated or foggy? These can all be signs that you're drinking water incorrectly for your age. You're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. You just need a smarter strategy. Because when your body is hydrated correctly, something magical happens. Your muscles contract more smoothly, Your joints ache less, your circulation improves, and your brain, which is over 70% water, functions more clearly. Seniors who follow a steady hydration routine with electrolytes and mineral balance in mind often report better focus, more stable mood, and improved walking speed within just a few weeks. Let's go even deeper. Researchers from the University of Barcelona found that proper hydration, using mineral-balanced water, significantly improves muscle response and prevents leg fatigue in adults over 65. It doesn't take fancy supplements or extreme interventions, just water, the right way. So remember, it's not about how much water you drink. It's about how well your body uses it. Next time you reach for a big glass, ask yourself, is this supporting my strength and energy, or could it be throwing my balance off? Adjust slowly, spread it out, add minerals, and watch how your legs respond, because every step you take, every climb upstairs, every walk through the park, depends on strong, hydrated muscle fibers. And that starts with how you drink water, not just how much. Coming up next, we've saved the most important one for last. This final habit has been quietly stealing leg strength from millions of seniors, and you might be doing it every single morning without knowing. Number 1. The single most damaging daily habit stealing your strength, without you even realizing it. It's skipping protein in the morning. Now at first glance, this might not sound like a big deal. After all, many seniors start their day with something light, a slice of toast, a cup of tea, maybe some fruit or porridge. It feels gentle, easy to digest, and it fits the old idea of a healthy breakfast. But here's the hidden cost that most people over 60 are never told. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at processing protein. The technical term for this is anabolic resistance. It means your muscles need more protein, and especially high-quality protein, just to maintain what you already have. And if you're not getting it early in the day, your body starts breaking down muscle to fuel its morning energy needs. That means less muscle to support your joints, less muscle to stabilize your balance, and less muscle to cushion your bones in a fall. Researchers at the University of Arkansas found that seniors who consumed at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast had significantly better muscle retention, walking speed, and leg strength than those who ate the same amount later in the day. That morning window is crucial. It's when your body is most receptive to rebuilding after overnight fasting. Skip it, and your body starts pulling energy from your muscles instead of feeding them. Have you been waking up feeling weak in the legs? Noticing it takes more effort to stand up from a chair? Do you feel like your thighs and calves aren't what they used to be, even though your weight hasn't changed? These are all red flags. And often, the root cause is an underpowered breakfast. Let's make this even more real. Imagine your muscles are like a bank account. Every night while you sleep, your body makes small withdrawals, repairing cells, keeping your organs running. In the morning, you need to make a deposit. If you skip that deposit, or only give your body sugar and carbs, you start the day in a deficit, and the longer that pattern continues, the faster your strength fades. The problem gets worse if your morning meal is high in carbs but low in protein. A bowl of cereal, a banana, even whole grain toast, all of these spike your blood sugar. Your body responds by releasing insulin, which can actually block fat burning and reduce muscle protein synthesis. You feel energized for a short while, then crash mid-morning. Sound familiar? But here's the encouraging part. You don't need to make a huge change to feel a big difference. Just shifting your first meal of the day to include 25 to 30 grams of protein, along with healthy fats and fiber, can completely transform how your legs feel. You could try Greek yogurt with chia seeds and a few almonds, or scrambled eggs with spinach and a small side of lentils. Even a protein smoothie with unsweetened almond milk, oats, and pea protein powder. The key is consistency. This one shift in your morning routine can improve your balance, help you walk further, and reduce fatigue throughout the day. Here's what one study from Maastricht University in the Netherlands found. Older adults who ate a high-protein breakfast for just 2 weeks showed measurable improvements in leg power, stair climbing, and even cognitive performance. Why? Because muscle strength and brain function are more connected than we realize. Your legs don't just carry you, they stimulate blood flow to your brain. The stronger your legs, the sharper your thinking. And let's not forget about the emotional impact. Feeling steady on your feet gives you confidence. Confidence to walk outside, to meet friends, to keep dancing, gardening, or playing with grandchildren. Every morning without protein is a missed opportunity to protect your freedom. You might be wondering, what if I'm not hungry in the morning? That's very common in older adults. But skipping breakfast entirely can worsen muscle breakdown and make you feel even more tired later in the day. Try starting with a warm, protein-rich drink like bone broth or a small handful of nuts alongside your tea. Slowly build up your intake and let your body adjust. You'll likely find your energy and appetite begin to stabilize. And if you've been told to reduce protein due to kidney concerns, speak to your doctor. Most healthy seniors actually need more, not less, especially if they want to preserve their mobility and stay out of the hospital. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed that some seniors stay vibrant and strong into their 80s, while others seem to shrink, slow down, and become fragile by 65? A lot of that comes down to muscle mass. And the foundation of muscle is built every single morning, one bite at a time. So here's your challenge. For the next 5 days, start your morning with 25 grams of clean protein. Pay attention to how your body responds. Notice how you move through the day. Feel your legs, feel your balance. You might be shocked at how quickly you feel more stable, more grounded, and more energetic. Because walking with strength isn't just about exercise, it's about nourishment, and it starts at breakfast. And remember, you don't have to walk this journey alone. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe so you never miss the breakthroughs we share just for seniors. And join our warm, inspiring community at thegoldenyearsrx.com, where seniors like you are discovering how small changes can bring back their independence, energy, and joy.